Hi, it's Nick again with CU Imaging. Today I'd like to show you how to use the Axion scanner to extract and sync optical audio tracks from your film. This process is done directly from the camera image and doesn't require any additional hardware or tools to capture and process. In small gauge formats, optical soundtracks are most commonly found on commercially produced 16mm films, but also appear on Super 8 films in rare cases. If your film has an optical soundtrack, it will be found here at the edge of the film. Variable area soundtracks are most common and will look like one or more waveforms going along the soundtrack area. On older films, you may see a variable density soundtrack like this one, with horizontal bands of varying shades of grayscale. The Axion scanner and software can read audio from either type of optical soundtrack, so let's take a look at how it's done. Here in AxionDirect, the only thing I need to ensure or consider when capturing the film scan is that the entire optical soundtrack area is visible and in frame, with at least some amount of overlap at the top and bottom beyond the frame lines. Otherwise, I can go ahead and scan the film and generate my frame files just like we looked at last time. You can follow the link on screen or in the description if you'd like to see that video. Once my scan is completed, I'll go over to AxionFlow like before for output processing. This is where I'll actually extract and synchronize the soundtrack. Just like last time, I'll drag in my scan frames or navigate to the project directory in the sidebar. Then I can set my output image area and place my stabilization search area boxes on the edges of the perforations. Then, if it's not already present, I can right-click in the image area and add in the optical area search box. I'll want to align the top and bottom edges of this box with the frame lines using these orange lines as a guide. I'll want to get this as close as I can, but it doesn't have to be perfect. There is some forgiveness built in. The sides of the box should be set so that they completely capture the width of the waveform without excessive headroom or catching the edge of the film or the frame. For this reason, I want to make sure the reference frame that I'm using to set the soundtrack box has a good representation of normal, full-volume sound and isn't a quiet or silent portion of the film. Up at the top, I'll set my video output settings like before, choosing my format and frame rate. Then, I can enable the audio, adjust the volume if I want, set the source as optical, and set the sync offset. So why do I need a sync offset, and what number should I use? In a projector, the film gate where the image is projected from and the sound reader that reads the soundtrack aren't in the same place, so the audio printed next to a given frame is actually intended to synchronize with another frame a certain distance away. Here we can see the sound of an explosion start many frames before the corresponding image. This offset was defined by a standard so that all films and projectors could be compatible in a given format. For 16mm, that offset is defined as 26 frames, so that's what I'll enter here. Now it's just a matter of setting the reference frame and processing the output. Now that it's finished processing, I can go to the output folder and see that I have a video file with synced audio, as well as a separate audio file in case I want to archive or edit it separately. Now I can watch the output to verify the image stabilization and audio sync. Bear in mind that the limitations of the source material will never produce high-fidelity audio. The frequency response of 16mm optical audio was never higher than about 7 kHz at best, and any contamination or damage in the soundtrack area can manifest as pops or noise. Still, we think you'll be happy with AxionFlow's ability to faithfully and reliably extract optical audio as it appears on the film.
Oh, play that doghouse music, I love it. That's it, give me the growl.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thanks for joining me once again for this look at optical soundtrack extraction. For more info about the Axion scanner, check out our website at cuimaging.com, And stay tuned for more videos like this where we take a closer look at features and functions of the scanner.